What is true feminism?
When the woman stops taking being a female as her primary identity. If she continues to be a woman, then her biological impulses would continue to rule her. It's already bad enough that you are a woman. Why do you want to make it worse by being like the man? Now you are a woman, and to top it, a man. Is that liberation? The woman is trapped by the man because as a woman she aims for safety and security. As a woman she wants a nest and eggs and kids.
True.
Stop wanting all those things. How will a man trap you now? And you want those things without knowing that those wants are hardly yours. Those are the wants arising from the female body.
Sir, I hear a lot about feminism nowadays, women liberation movement. So what is true feminism?
See, true feminism is really when the woman, the female, stops taking being a female as her primary identity. Right? If you want to talk of feminism in the context of women's liberation, then this alone is liberation. As long as she is fighting for her rights as a woman, she is not liberated. She first of all needs to be liberated from the concept that she is a woman. If she continues to be a woman, then her genetic conditioning and biological impulses and physical drives would continue to rule her. And that would obviously make the achievement of her potential as a human being very difficult.
What does that really mean? Because there have been just so many ideas that if you want to be liberated, then be more like the man. Do you understand? So it's you moving from one place to another place. So you're given one standard and you shift from that standard to another standard.
It's already bad enough that you are a woman. Why do you want to make it worse by being like the man? That's no indicator of progress in any sense. If a consciousness that considers itself a woman starts considering itself a man, how is it progress in any sense?
It's not.
In fact, it is a double bondage, a double whammy. Now you are a woman, and to top it, a man. Biologically a woman, ideologically a man. Uh, is that liberation?
More conflict.
That's more conflict, that's more bondage.
Mm.
Ultimately, when you say feminism, tell me simply, very simply, what do you want? You want the person's welfare, right? That's the objective. That's the objective. And her welfare lies in her liberation from body identification. Do consider that all the bondages that come to her and trap her come via her own body. Okay. You see, she is entrapped because she is the woman. Stop being the woman. No more traps. Are you getting it?
I'm getting that conceptually, but how is that practically applicable in?
The woman is trapped by the man because as a woman she yearns for safety and security. As a woman she wants a nest and eggs and kids.
True.
Stop wanting all those things. How will a man trap you now? How will anybody enslave you now? And you want those things without knowing that those wants are hardly yours. Those are the wants arising from the female body. Your cells, your DNA, your hormones, they are the ones that provoke those wants, rather invoke those wants. And the more you keep identified with your physical self, the more you'll adopt those wants as your own. Whereas those are the wants of the body. The moment you adopt those desires, somebody will present himself as a candidate to fulfill those desires. And the one who presents himself to fulfill those desires is carrying a hidden handcuff. You'll not even realize when you have been handcuffed. Bondages are not generally forcefully imposed on anybody. Bondages are so prevalent because bondages are mostly consensual. The woman herself consents to bondage. And she consents to bondage because she takes herself to be a woman. Now, many people would be finding it quite absurd. They'll say, but she is a woman, is she not? Continue taking yourself as a woman. And then you will only get what Mother Prakriti has in store for you. And Mother Prakriti does not have empowerment or liberation in store for you. She has in store for you a future circumscribed by the nest and confined to the eggs. Hardly alluring, hardly glorious.
So, there's these words that say embrace womanhood. So that, or it's embrace motherhood.
Extremely toxic. Extremely toxic.
That's anti-feminism.
That's anti-liberation.
That's anti-liberation.
If feminism is true, it would seek to liberate the woman, and in that liberation lies her empowerment. So if you talk of embracing your feminine traits and such things, that's not doing any good to you. You have to transcend them. You have to transcend them. You have to let them be. You don't have to empower them. They are already quite powerful. You don't have to embrace them. They are already quite sticky. What do you mean by embracing your own skin? It's already there. Right? you have to transcend it. That doesn't mean that you have to peel out your skin. That merely means that you have to disidentify.
So not give it as much importance
Not
to
give it as
make
much.
it your own life.
You see, if you will continue to be a woman and want your due rights as a woman, maybe you will get something. But those would be crumbs, peanuts, not worth much. Are you getting it? You would want, for example, what every female in every species wants. What does she want? She wants the male to be the hunter and the gatherer and the provider. And that dependence will remain. At best, feminism of the kind that we usually see will succeed in enacting some legislation that will ensure that you are getting due supply of money even when you are not earning. So you are at home due to maternity or something else, and the law will empower you to have some money. You will legally have some rights over the man's money. That's not the empowerment that you should want. Or if you are separated, then maybe legal provisions can entitle you to some alimony throughout your life or such things. That's hardly empowerment. In fact, if you are truly a feminist, then one thing you must certainly do: never be dependent on somebody's money. If there is one thing that is totally against women's empowerment, women's liberation, and true feminism, it is dependence on the man's money. And curiously, we know of several leading feminists who earn nothing at all. They practice their feminism thriving upon the male partner's money. What kind of feminism is this? The lady will say, I'm a true blue feminist. How much do you earn? No, I don't earn anything at all. If you don't earn anything at all, then you're just playing your biological role. You're confined to your biological role. How are you liberated? That could be one necessary mark of a true feminist. She would be not dependent even for a single rupee on anybody else, especially not on the male partner or male guardian, whosoever.
So now all the women who say that, we want to have kids, let's say, there's a whole who want to embrace motherhood. So you're saying obviously financial independence is the first goal. So financial independence and then still having kids, is that something that is that can be counted under feminism as such?
You see, these are not do's and don'ts. And we are not talking of prerequisites and conditions that, all right, if you're earning, then you may have kids, and then your feminist tag would not be revoked. We are not talking of such things. We are talking of an inner understanding. We are talking of true identification and true disidentification. It's not about the act of having kids. It's about asking yourself, why do I want to have kids? What within me is craving for kids? That's the question to be asked, right? And then if the answer is from the proper center, you may go ahead and have kids. Who's there to stop you? Provided the answer is coming from the center of realization and wisdom. If the answer is coming from a hormonal center, and you are executing that answer, God save you.
Yeah. Because you talked about legislation, and there's actually countries who are considering women empowerment in these terms, that earlier women were allotted maternity leaves. Now the husbands will also be allotted paternity leave so that they can take care of the kids together. So
there's no wisdom in this. There's just no wisdom in this.
This is what is this
is like equalizing foolishness. So nobody would be allowed to be less foolish than the other. Right? It's only the woman till now that would be engaging in this kind of
biological
building.
Now the man has
even the man is being condemned to engage in the same biological
punishment
chakra. So
Wow. Okay.
It's a kind of equality. There was this fellow. It was there on his Facebook wall. Was planning for an outing and a movie this evening, and then disc tonight. There's a man, but I won't go because we are having our periods.
Oh.
But I won't go because we are having our periods. So what we are saying is the woman is already identified and attached to her body. Now the man too is identified with the woman's body. The man is saying, I too am having my periods. So instead of disidentification, this is double identification. So this is no liberation.
This is quite the opposite of what we started with, where I said the woman is being asked to rise up to the standard of the man. Right now, the man is being asked to reach the standard of the woman, and that is being called as feminism. That you be more sensitive towards all the bodily needs that I have.
There is this new cult of the more feminine man. Don't you see that?
True.
The macho man is fading away.
True.
Not that the macho man was any good. It's just that the new trend is more dangerous because it is proceeding in the name of liberation.
That earlier you were not allowed to be emotional, now you're allowed to be emotional even though you're a man. So now
why are women so emotional? And now we're saying it's okay for a man to be emotional. So there's an implicit understanding that men are not and women are.
Both are. Just that both express their emotionality in different ways. Inner urges, latent tendencies in women show up in one particular way. Maybe she'll weep. Inner urges, latent tendencies in man show up in a different way. Right? Maybe he'll fall silent. Maybe he'll go out and smoke. Maybe he'll drink a lot. But it's the same thing at work. The same central tendency being displayed in a feminine way versus a masculine way. Right? So it's no different. You see, these are mechanical processes in our biological system. Why are men so horny?
Hmm.
Why are women so emotional?
Hmm.
Same
Hmm.
thing, just the same thing.